Hey everybody, this is Michelle.
And this is Julie bringing you our first episode of our new podcast, A Blonde, a Brunette, and a Mic. We wanted to talk with you a little bit today so you have an idea of what we're all about, who we are, kind of what we are bringing to our podcast, and really just give you an opportunity to get to know us a little bit better.
And kind of what our relationship is with each other.
Right.
How did we get here?
I
right?
know, yeah. We had mentioned before that we're 250-something friends. We actually have known each other for quite a while because we've been involved between our professional life and our family life. Our children and stuff know each other. So there's definitely a couple of different areas that we've crossed over.
Be even like MBJ, Michelle Before Jules. Which would be a long time ago.
Yeah.
I actually am from Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's where I was born and raised. I'm the youngest of 8 children, so definitely used to being loud and trying to get noticed when I was in, getting lost in the shuffle of, having 7 siblings. And when I was 12 years old, my dad decided to retire early and moved to Washington State. He bought 50 acres out in the middle of nowhere and we moved. So that was kind of challenging at the time.
At 12 years old, especially. It's like, where are you in the pecking order with your siblings? The youngest, oldest?
I'm the baby.
You're the baby. Okay,
Yeah.
So top it all off, all those siblings, and you're the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we moved to Washington State, Spokane area, actually. That's where I graduated high school. And then when I was 21, I got married young. Mm-hmm. And, kind of lived a little bit of I grew up in a very strict religion. So I stuck to that all through high school. So when I graduated, I went a little crazy a little bit and wanted to try a lot of things that I was too afraid to before because of the strict religion. Mm-hmm. And so, had some fun formative years, I guess we could call those. Met my, what would be my future husband, and we married young, and I had my first baby when I was just barely 22.
Oh my gosh.
So started out young. I was a young mom and I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years. But then, as times were changing, needed to start working and contributing to the financial part of our family. Started working, did that. And I was a working mom for a lot of years, raising my kids and doing all that. And then ended up eventually divorcing, unfortunately, as, circumstances once again evolved.
I'm sure we'll be getting into that in future episodes, right?
Future episodes. But yes, I did end up divorcing, and for the last 10, 11 years have been just,
doing your thing.
Doing my thing. And continuing to work, continuing to raise my youngest. I have 4 boys. My youngest is 22, just about ready to graduate college. So will be definitely a new phase of life for me. But it's given me time to spend more time with friends.
That's right.
As this has been evolving, and which has given you and I the time to definitely throw some things around.
Yeah.
Hence this podcast and what we're doing now.
How old is your oldest?
35.
Okay, so that's quite a range. Mm-hmm. And you, like you said, all boys, and now there's grandkids in the mix too?
I do have 6 beautiful grandchildren.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So very blessed.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the timing of this is really perfect because we're at a different stage in our lives than we've been. As Michelle was kind of mentioning a little bit about her, maybe I'll get into a little bit about me as well. And then we can see how things have kind of evolved, for both of us. So I'm actually born and raised in Seattle. I have a sister who's only 14 months younger, and then I also have a brother. He's 7 years older. Grew up in Green Lake area of Seattle, really led a pretty normal kid life, kind of a thing. Grew up in the Catholic school system, which of course I was always bucking one step of the way or the other, giving my parents a hard time or...
You?
Yeah. It's funny because it wasn't even like I was trying to give anybody a hard time. I just was very bullheaded, I think, really, really independent. My mom even said that today. You were so independent, too independent when you were a kid. She would have liked me to be less independent, I think. But, c'est la vie. That's just kind of the way it goes. So I also married young. I met my future husband when I was 21, and we were married when I was 24. I've had 4 children, actually, as well. My first was a SIDS baby, and we'll talk about that at some point, down the road as well. We raised 3 pretty amazing people, little humans that are now big humans, and no grandkids for me yet. And I'm really lucky that they're all in the same area. Nobody's moved really out of state yet, although you never know, that could happen with the job market and everything that, that they're starting to experience as young adults. Michelle and I actually worked for the same company, so we knew each other through work, although we didn't work directly with each other until maybe a year or two before I left, and we were in the same division, and our boys played baseball together and stuff, so we were always at the baseball games. So dialed forward, we started hanging out together and spending more time together. And now we actually live in different parts of the same house. So we see each other all the time, and she takes care of my little dog sometimes. I take care of her dog sometimes. We have a lot of fun together. And when we were talking before about our podcast itself and kind of what we have to offer, it's interesting because we've looked so much at other podcasts and really done a lot of research as we were preparing for this. And we see that there's a lot of different perspectives out there, but really not a lot of perspectives from our age category. And I would say, for people who are in their 50s, we are pretty, well versed, I would say, on a lot of things. We don't really act our age. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's our thing, and I don't really care what anybody else thinks.
I think what will be unique about our podcast as we go forward is you'll find that it's not going to be like all true crime or whatever. We're going to bring a lot of different topics to the table, just really what you and I were just describing about our upbringings. As you were talking about your independent, sassy self when you were younger, I was total opposite. I was too scared to do anything independently. So there's some of our differences, but then moving through life, we've both been divorced. We were both single moms trying, in the working world, there's a lot of things too that are the same. So we're going to have a lot of different conversations. With our episodes. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. In terms of niche, like what we really want to focus on, I think, like I had mentioned, it's like what a topic we might come across might be a very similar topic to what you'd hear on a podcast that is from perspective maybe of a 20-something or a 30-something, but we're just going to have a different perspective on things and really don't want to pull a lot of punches. We want to be able to speak real and give you insight, whether you agree, disagree, or it resonates. We hope you are enjoying what we're bringing to you and that you're going to be coming back for more. That's the goal in mind there. So this is how we got here. We started talking about a podcast and putting something together to be able to have a voice. Really, honestly, for me, it was more like I needed a hobby. I needed to do something other than work. And I love my work.
Works and works and works.
I love work.
She loves working, and she's very good at what she does. So
thank you.
Yeah, it's no surprise that you do a lot of what you do.
Yeah. It is. It's clear that, in expanding our horizons, I really would like to be able to do other things and have other experiences that I bring into the fold as well. So the work is obviously very important and a big part of my life, but not necessarily the only part of my life. So I have my little puppy. We've got our house. We've got our health. We are doing all kinds of fun things. And we have some pretty amazing friends that we spend time with, Michelle and I both, that are like our little tribe, we call it. So great stories and I don't know, some very interesting people that we plan to bring to you so you can hear their perspective as well on different
I'm
topics.
excited for our audience to meet some of these people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know. I think we're going to have a good time with it. And, some of the stories and things that will come out of there will be things that will make you chuckle, definitely. So anyway, we are really looking forward to having you guys listen in and be able to get information to us that you would find interesting or topics, that you think would be relevant. We're really open to that. We have a list that we've put together and we're really focusing on things just being genuine, like not anything necessarily scripted, but topics where we've got bullet points and we can get into different things and maybe even go down that proverbial rabbit hole on a topic and end up somewhere else. We don't know. Whatever your input is definitely valuable, and we'll look forward to hearing from you.
And we won't be like blowing smoke up anybody's ass. It's just going to be pretty much what well, I guess not what you see is what you get, but what you hear
What
is
you
going to
hear
be
is
what
what
you're
you
going to
get.
get. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're starting out with audio, and we're doing this in baby steps because we want to make sure we're doing it correctly. So there's been a lot of research that's gone into just creating the podcast and the type of equipment that you use and the type of room you record in and, you know, all those things, just being really thoughtful about it. So we're bringing a really good quality product to all of you to invest your energy in listening to. At that point, I think what we're probably going to end up doing is the video version. So we'll video record while we're recording and then have a YouTube channel up where we are posting those. And then the links, of course, will be posted to our Instagram page and eventually TikTok. We're also going to be going that direction too.
You know, we are 50 something still trying to learn a little TikTok teaching. So,
yeah, like what the hell is an algorithm, right?
which apparently you don't have to worry about on TikTok, but you do on Instagram.
Yeah. And Facebook, oh my gosh, Facebook is like dead in the water. So I still like Facebook, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not where I'm investing most of my time these
Either
days.
way, our folks right now can go to our Instagram page at a blonde, a brunette, and a Mike.
Yep.
So go visit our page, give us a like and a follow, and you'll find all our contact information there so that you can, to our email, send the suggestions that we're talking about. We want our audience to be part of our podcast as well. So we want to bring in the ideas you have, the questions you have. You can remain anonymous if you want. If you want us to talk about really who you are, we can bring that in too. But anyways,
And we'll definitely bring experts in. I mean, like, if you want to talk about sex toys, we definitely know people who are very well versed in those besides us. So we'll bring those people on, or it's just a wide variety of topics. I don't know why I brought up sex toys. You know where my mind is.
There she goes with the controversial part, just like kicking it right off.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Gotta be real, right? Anyway. All right. Well, that's all pretty much that we have to share with you at this point. And we will be bringing you our very first episode related to a topic, and that will be right around Valentine's Day. So we will look forward to hearing from you then, or you
Love languages.
Yeah.
That's what we're gearing up for. I mean, it will be right by Valentine's Day. So what a better topic to talk about than...
And I gotta tell you, a lot of people don't even know what that is. I have found. But we'll get into that a little bit because where relationships and things are concerned, it seems to be something that would be a wonderful thing to be aware of. So
definitely.
well, have a good one, you guys, and we'll talk with you soon.
Bye, everybody.